What's up, everybody? Welcome to the call. I love that song. You only get one shot, one opportunity, man. We're going to talk about this thing called life. And that's just it, guys. Don't, in fairness, we get one shot of this thing called life. We get one shot to make everything happen. We get one shot to make our dreams come true or make our reality come to life. But welcome to the call. Everyone on the call, the newcomers, those watching the recording, these calls are meant to help you define the game in life, man. Help you to really crush your dreams, help you to crush your wants, help you to become the best version of yourself. How to even get started. You know, I'm a baseball guy, and so many times people just don't get up and even swing the bat. Life is not hard. You got to live life with an intention. And speaking of intentions, my intention in the whole thing is to make you become the best version of yourself in any way possible by showing you what I've done, what I continue to try to do every single day to continue to be the best version of myself. This applies whether you're a young business owner, whether you're a young kid in school, whether you're a mom, you're a dad on the phone, whether you're a young dentist, whether you're somebody who's just trying to be the best version of yourself, whether you're a retired dentist, whether you're trying to figure out what's next. These calls are meant to help you define the game, and hopefully they help you grow, become the best person you can be today. Whether you want to be the best you and run businesses, whether you want to be the best you to be the best father, whether you want to be the best you to be the best mother, whether you just want to be the best you that blesses the world of your present, that's what these calls are for. And my hope through this whole thing, as I continue to do it, as the call is growing with Grassy, is that my hope as you take some of these tips and some of these tricks that I do every single day and start implementing them all in your life. Start putting in the push-ups, putting in the work, putting in the daily grind to become the best version of yourself, because life does not happen to you, it happens for you. And so you got to be willing to put in those leg works, those moments, those reps in the gym to become the best version of yourself. Mitch, I'm talking to you. Vinny, I'm talking to you. JD Garmin, I'm talking to you. Connor, I'm talking to you. Everybody on this call, I'm talking to you. You got to be willing to put in the reps. And those watching the recording, you got to be willing to put the time and energy in to be the best you. And the reason why I say this, if you don't know about me, I'm Dr. Bobby Grassy, born and raised in Flint, Michigan by a beautiful mom named Linda, who raised 3 kids. We put in the work every single day. She put in the work every single day so that I had food on the table. She taught me what it was like to grind, to give, and provide. And so these calls, when you sit here, when you look at me now, people always look at the end product. They say, oh, he's Dr. Grassy. He's been a dentist for over 2 decades. He has a very successful dental practice. He's run dental labs. He has crumble cookies. They look at this product and think I've made it. I'm nowhere near making it. I put the grind in every single day, and every single outcome is the design. My life is designed. I do everything with an intentionality. Guys, if you're ready to design your plan, if you're ready to allow me to help create the plan that you should have in your life, give me a thumbs up. Dario, welcome to the call. Connor, let's get this thing going. Let's jump in here, and let me tell you what it's about today. Today, we're talking about designing your life plan. We're talking about how you can start designing the life you want. And we talked about it before with my journals and my roadmaps and how to create it. But designing your life plan is a process. It's a process of creating the right roadmap or setting the guidelines or intention that will help you achieve your personal and professional goals. Now, some of these kids, some of the people on the call are students, and they don't really know their professional goals, but they might know their personal. Hey, take it one step at a time. Swing the bat, hit a single. The process involves identifying what are your values, what are you passionate about, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and developing a plan to really leverage your strengths and to overcome your weaknesses. So many times people, you know, they try to get their weaknesses to become their strengths. I mean, that's great and all. I have no problem if you have a weak mindset. I have no problem with you working to create a stronger mindset, but utilize your skill set. See, somebody said to me one time, I wish I had a doctorate to run a business. I wish I had a master's. You don't need a master's. You could hire 12 different people with 12 different masters. Now you become a master of 12. I mean, think about that. You need to just hire the right people to make your weaknesses become your strengths. And hopefully you can level yourself. Or if you don't have the people around you, if you have a weakness, surround yourself with the people that will help bring your weakness to strength. So why is designing your life plan important? Why is it? Well, the reason why is if you craft out a well-thought life plan, it's vital in gaining your clarity so you know where you want to go about your core values, strengths, and your top priorities. It will help you kind of customize it, if you will. It'll help you keep you on track of where you're going. It'll empower you to establish your significant personal and professional objectives, and then kind of help you come up with a strategy to accomplish them. By having a life plan, you open the door to be a richer, more satisfying existence anchored by a strong sense of purpose and direction. It's like if you have a recipe to crumble cookie, no pun intended, and you just say there's eggs, there's flour, there's sugar, there's brown sugar, there's chocolate chips, but you don't really know how much to put in. Well, you might make a good cookie, you might not. Designing your life plan, when you know your values, your strengths, you know what your top priorities are, you know exactly how much of each ingredient to put in. And if you love baking, just give me a thumbs up on that analogy, because that baking was perfect. Senile crumbles. Mitch, I know you love baking. That better be a thumbs up. Skylar, you work at Crumble. You better give me a thumbs up. But with that said, your life plan, you need to know the ingredients, the things you got to do, what to put in there, and designing that and just putting it out on paper first. Once you know what fits in your life plan, it's going to give you the clarity and go get what you want. You know, there's an old Bible verse that says you must write things down on tablets. In writing things down, putting stuff in a planner, putting stuff in a life plan, telling yourself where you want to go, telling yourself what it is you want to accomplish, how can you get there? It just allows you to kind of just breathe on it, brainstorm, and come up with a strategy to accomplish this. Thumbs up if this makes sense so far. Why designing a life plan is so important. See, so many times people go in life as like the hamster on the hamster wheel. And there's really no intention. There's really no purpose. There's really no, what am I going to accomplish at the end of the day? They don't really have a plan. They just exist. And then they'll say to you, why am I not living? Because you have no plan. You don't even know if you win the day. You don't even know if you were successful in that moment, because you're not following a plan. We have a thing in my morning huddles when I'm here is we talk about what is the one thing you want to accomplish? What is your intention that's part of your plan? Now, we have a plan. We have a roadmap. We have strategies. We have systems we put in place. We know where we want to go for the year. We know what EBITDA we want to hit. We know what structure and who needs to produce what. We know all this. But then we set out with an intention and a plan saying, here's what we got to do to chip down our plan. And we take that course of action. Think of your life plan. Think of designing your life plan as the GPS version of your life, right? And how do you identify your personal and professional goals? How do you even know what to do? How do you even know how to create or what to put in your plan? Well, when you unlock your potential by taking the time to uncover all these and refine your personal and professional goals, when you want to do this, aim high. Aim high, shoot high. Aim really, really high. And aim small. And what do you mean by aim high and aim small? Narrow your focus on aiming high and narrow your attention on where you want to go. People talk a lot about goals. People talk a lot I like to say targets. Because when you're shooting at a target, you got to be laser focused. And you got to maybe close one eye and narrow in on the target. But when you're shooting at a goal, it's big. If your goal is to hit the bullseye, right? You got to hone in and find the smallest spot on that bullseye in that target and hit it, right? If you say, I just want to hit a wall, who cares? But you want to narrow it down and hit that target on the wall. You want to laser it in. So when you set goals and ambitions, aim high and narrow in on your target. Set ambitious yet realistic objectives that are in line with both what matters most to you, as well as your talents and abilities at your disposal. Like, know what you can do. In dentistry, I aim so high. I push myself every single day. Can I do 12,000 a day, 13,000 a day, 15,000 a day, $20,000 a day? And you might say, man, how do I continue to grow every single hour I work? And the reason is I keep aiming high, because there's one thing you got to realize in life. We talk about this, and I keep repeating this, Dario. I keep repeating this, Connor and Christine and Ken. I repeat this, who's on the call. One of your greatest human needs that you need is significance and growth. And if you're not growing, if you stay the same every single year, if you're not changing your life plan, if you're not aiming high for something, if you fall short, you're not satisfied. Anytime I set targets in business, and if you notice, I switch from goals to targets now. If every time I set a target in business, I aim as high as imaginable. And the reason being is if I fall a little bit short, I know I've accomplished it. So when I set goals and targets, if you're a business owner, I promise you, we tend to, as humans, we just tend to fall a little bit short on what we set our intention on. So if you have a goal to make $100,000 in a year and you don't go through the math, you'll probably make 95. And you'll be like, oh, well, I got a question for you. That's all you have to do is change the number and change the goal. What if you said you want to make 200 a year and you only hit 95% of that goal? Now you made 180,000. So there's not some rocket science when it comes of how do you do certain things. If you want something, set whatever you want and aim higher. Because you'll be shocked at what your body does, your subconscious mind, and how creative you get to hit that goal. How you can surround yourself. That's another power of hitting a goal is identifying your personal professional goals. Get creative. Try writing down to these ambitions and creating a vision board and utilizing every method possible so that you'll remain top of your mind while you're helping spur the motivation. You need things every single day. You see people here talk about vision boards, whiteboards. You write stuff down. You got to cause and create the future one. You've heard me speak this way many times. But at the end of the day, you got to know if you can see it, you can achieve it. If you speak it, it comes into fruition. Your subconscious mind, your body works on your head. You got to take the time to even write down what you want. Aim high. Aim high as you can aim because you're worth it. Everybody on this call, from Connor to Skylar to Vinny to Ken K to people watching online to Linda to JD to Muhammad to Mitch to Connor to I've already said your name. You guys are worth it. And you have to know you're worth it. And what I don't want you to do, don't start writing down a life plan for somebody else. Write down your life plan. Truly, what is it that motivates you every day? What motivates you? And then once you identify what you want, where you want to go and you get creative, how do you create that action plan every single day to truly achieve your goals? How can you silly set out every single day to achieve your goals? When you're creating an action plan, it's going to involve a lot of things. Breaking down your goals. And this is something I struggle with. Break them down into bite-sized chunks, into smaller manageable tasks, and assign deadlines to them. So many times we say we want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, but by when? We want to make $100,000. Okay, by when? Right? We want to do this. Okay, how? When I want to eat an 8-ounce steak. How are you going to do it? You're going to cut one piece at a time and chew the damn thing. So your goals in your action plan is the same thing. Create small little wins, small little windows. And if you guys have my planner, if you've all downloaded the planner, you'll see the roadmap. And it says, here's my end goal, here's my beginning goal. And there's these little pictures that you're putting in the way. And you know that you're accomplishing this. You know you're accomplishing these little stages. Think of it as like a pit stop in a NASCAR race, dude. You can't run the whole 500 miles on one tank of gas. You cannot run or drive the 500 miles with one tire. You got to stop. You got to stage it. You got to set it up. That's how your life should be. Stage it. Set it up. Come with an action plan. Come with write you down in smaller, manageable tasks and chunks. And what it does is you're going to start producing results. Like I didn't become a $2.73 million producer overnight. I didn't do that in dentistry. It started out by saying, I want to produce ready. I want to produce $100,000 a month. And I worked 20 days in the day. So I had to do roughly $5,000 a day. That's how it started. And all of a sudden I did 5,000. I'm like, And then I did it for a month. I'm like, well, now I want to do 150,000. And so I started, I had to figure out, what do I have to do per day? What do I have to do per hour? What do I have to do per week? What do I have to do per month to finally hit my goals? And then it makes it a bite-sized piece. If I told my team on a dental call that you got to do $4 million a year in collections, it's overwhelming. You can't even think about it. But if I broke it down by the month, and then by the week, and by the hour, right? And now your brain can compute that. Now it knows exactly what it has to do, and it becomes manageable. It becomes achievable, and you have the motivation to do it. So break things down, break them down into smaller pieces. It's so important that you do that, and then you prioritize all your tasks when you do that to make sure they're specific. Make sure that the goal is smart, or smarter, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You have to create that every single time. You got to put a deadline by when. But you also, if you're leading teams, if you're on this company, on this call and you run companies, or you're leading your family, or you're leading your friends, or you're running businesses, if you're a dentist, you know what I'm speaking of. You have to make the goals smart and attainable, but give them timeframes, because it's your accountability piece, not only to yourself, but to others. And we talked about integrity in the past and why it's so important to put barriers and times on things. And then create a schedule and track your progress. Track your progress to see if you're staying on track. Hold yourself accountable. Am I off? A morning huddle could be as simple as this if you're a dentist on the call, or if you're trying to learn how to do it. Ready? Here's a morning huddle. Hey, what is our intention today? We want to create, your intention today is we want to produce whatever it is. Make up another. Thank you, JD. I love you too, brother. 15, let's say we want to create $15,000 of revenue. Let's just pick a number. And we have 5 different producers. So in simple math is each producer's got to do $3,000. And let's say we set that, and let's say they missed it, but we set a weekly goal of $75,000. All you got to do is you're tracking it every single day. Hey, where are we at? Where are we going? Are we off track? Are we on track? Okay, we're off track. How do you get back on track? You come up with a strategy and you brainstorm and you work together. But it's possible when you break them down to small size pieces, when you know the goal is specific and attainable, and you put a time frame and you're tracking it. You must track. If you don't track your progress, if you don't track KPIs, if you don't track certain things, what you want to attain, it's never going to be attained because you don't know what you're going after. And then how do you evaluate the progress? You might say, great, I got an action plan. I got my goals or targets written down. How do I really know? Like, how do I really know that I'm making the progress and how do I make these adjustments? Like, what should I do, Dr. G? Like, what would you do? First of all, I want you to do this. Embark on your thrilling journey of life. Really embrace it. Be grateful for the failures and the successes, and then self-assess by consistently revisiting your aspirations and strategies. Why are you doing this? Why do you wake up every day? What is my intention? How do I identify my triumphs so that I know how to rejoice them? How do I get the wisdom from all my setbacks? How do I possibly do this? Is by embracing and self-assessing every day. You know, you have to go and say, you know what? Stop and pause. I think it's because of my life. This is the worst thing I ever do in life. And thumbs up if you've ever been there. We don't celebrate our success enough. We don't celebrate our moral victories enough because somewhere in our mind, Mitch and Dario and Skylar, we don't feel they're worth a damn. And it's just simply not true. Chandel, you must honor every accomplishment you have. You must self-embrace every single thing you've done. If you truly wrote down on the list of everything that you've set your mind to and you've accomplished in life, you would be shocked. The difference is we don't even take enough time to self-assess where we're at, good, bad, or indifferent. We don't self-assess our successes or our failures. And a failure is only a failure. Hear me say this, if you stop. It's never a failure if you learn from it. Oh my goodness, how many times in dentistry have I lost? I probably lost $500,000 or made a bad deal or made a bad investment or did this and did that. My goodness. Could you imagine if I didn't keep trying and grinding? Well, then my $1.2 million practice would never be close to a $4 million practice. I mean, God forbid if I have a setback with a Flint water crisis and GM shut down and COVID. God forbid if we don't take these failures and these setbacks and use them to become more triumphant. That's what life's about. We talked about it last week, how Jesus was carrying the cross and a heavy burden and had to fulfill a purpose and kept, fell down, whipped and beat. Got to get up to fulfill your purpose. Quit playing victim. Self-assess, find your aspirations, find out what motivates you and go. You can be triumphant. When you triumph and you break through and you have that breakthrough moment. If you're a young dentist and Connor's on the call that's a young dentist, and let's say he does $30,000 a month, but he wants to do 50. Now, when you do that 45, celebrate because you've also did 15% more than what you did last week, but you would be disappointed because you didn't hit the 50. Celebrate that 45. Because I've already said you set the goal too low a long time ago, or target. Because if you really want 50, set a goal of 60. You'll hit 50. I don't know if y'all paying attention to the math. See how slick that was? I'm telling you, that was good. Thumbs up. So if you find yourself though off, what do you do if you're off? What do you do if you're off the desired path and you really don't know? Like, how do you get back on? Fear not, dude. Happens to everybody. Regroup. I always say stop, drop, and roll, right? The fire has it. Stop, drop, breathe, get recentered to where you want to go, regroup, fine tune your plan, go look at your plan. Is this seriously what I want anymore? Because sometimes, let's be honest, guys, with a thumbs up, we've written a plan 2 years ago. and our life has changed. We've written a plan 6 months ago and life happens, and all of a sudden you got to modify the plan. But if you're looking at it every single day, Connor, if you're looking at it every single day, Ken, if you're looking at it every single day, Dario or Vinny, or even once a week, if you're self-reflecting on it, you'll know when you're off and you're not. You'll just get back on. See, that's not failure. I mean, there's been many times in my fitness journey, right, that I said I was going to lose 20 pounds, and then I gained 10, and then I lose 5, and then I gain 10, and then I want to do this, and I still struggle. But here's what I realized. Through that process, embracing that journey and following up, I have one option. I can quit trying or get the hell back on the horse. Well, if my goal still, Vinny, is to lose that 20 pounds, even though I had a setback and gained 5, well, shit, I just got to get back on the horse and fine tune what I eat and reprogram. And I got to ask myself, is this what I want? If the answer is yes, get back on and go. If it's no, navigate, support, find people around you, figure out what you want, see if you talk to other people, right? Regroup though. Start out by regrouping. But then surround yourself when you figure out your life plan and you're falling off track. I do this all the time. I have a coach in Richie Doan. I got a coach in Ken K. Find yourself to people that support what you want in your dreams and visions. Literally, if you don't find them, don't hang out with them. Enlist in a supporting crew to help you navigate towards your converted goals. Everything you want. And what I love when my staff knows, hopefully, that every single goal that they set out, I really want for them, and I try to help them get that. So, strategies for staying motivated and overcoming your obstacles. Here's some strategies. This is what I want you to do. I have 4 bullet points here, right? Maintaining your motivation is tough. And sometimes it's this uphill battle. It's a struggle, particularly when roadblocks appear on your path. Like, it is tough. We all get setbacks. Life happens. But to keep you ignited, to keep you on fire, to keep you going, embrace triumphs, not only with yourself, but with others as a source of inspiration. Like, allow all the optimism in this world to guide you. They say that you really can't get anything without gratitude, right? And I don't know who it was. So, and if you guys want to do this experiment, it's amazing how words and how optimism and how positivity is contagious. I don't know who the person did it, but the guy wrote on a water bottle, love words and positive words and successful words. And then he wrote on another water bottle, he wrote negative slang words and beat you down and stuff that just nasty stuff. And then he dumped all the water in petri dishes and he wrote positive words on these petri dishes. And then he froze them. And then every different type of water that had a different word formed different crystals of ice in it, in that petri dish. And some was a beautiful snowflake, others was like broken pieces. I mean, go look it up. I mean, it's a real study. So what does that say to me? If we're 70% water, think about this. We're 70% water. And water supposedly doesn't have a brain, supposedly doesn't know feelings or emotion. But I could put words, just write words on an outside of a petri dish, and it changes the molecular structure to that water and how it solidifies. What do you think words can do when you hear them in your brain and in your body? What do you think it would be like if you're around negativity versus optimism, JD? How more likely would you be of accomplishing your goals, Bob, if you're around positivity and you're optimistic, Malik? How more likely, guy, would it be if you surround yourself with a positive influence in your life? Very likely. But what else are you doing internally to yourself if you're not positive? So when you struggle and you want to stay motivated, find those people that are going to push you. Find those people that ignite you and grind you. And then tackle all your projects in little bite-sized pieces. And celebrate every hard-earned success that you could ever have. Celebrate it, man. Embrace it. You know, I even have to go that. I think I was talking to either Richie or Ken, and I got emotional when I really wrote down of the things I've accomplished in my life and my kids and what I've done and how I try to live a legacy. Started from a little boy riding a big wheel bike at 8 years old. And we never stop to celebrate what you've truly accomplished. Malik, stop. Look at who you are as a young man. Look at how great you are. And tell yourself that a boy. JD, of all the things you've accomplished in your life, look at it. Take everything in a bite-sized chunk. Say, what is it that I want to accomplish? But celebrate that win in your hard-earned success. Whether you continue the course or not, Chandel, celebrate everything you've done, from raising 2 beautiful kids to being married for over 20 some years. And I'm sure she's going to kill me if I don't know that. I think it's maybe 25 or something coming up. But celebrate that. Little things like that. Celebrate that shit. That is an accomplishment that only maybe 40% of the world, 20% of the world could ever say, but we act like it's nothing. Man, if life's not living a legacy, if life's not being the best version of yourself, if life is not just celebrating our wins, then we're going to stay miserable. Celebrate that shit, man. And when you get setbacks, to conquer your setbacks, when you want to conquer them, collaborate with people that will help support you, creating a network, and then re-examine all your ambitions and fine-tune your game plan. But how do you seek it? We know the strategy. How do you seek that support and stay accountable? Like, it all sounds good. Just, you seek it by just embracing the journey and get a powerful team by your side, comprising from friends, families, mentors, or even support groups, or a coach. There's not a person in this world that should not be coached by somebody. For goodness sakes, I got coached by my own wife today about something that she wanted me to do and how to handle it. It doesn't have to be somebody you pay. It doesn't have to be somebody you should. I would always challenge you to get outside your circle, to have somebody that challenges you to coach you where you want to go. But just get a robust, crazy support system that will keep you motivated and ensure that you remain accountable. They say you're kind of the product of your environment. You are who you rub shoulders with. We are Ken, Skylar, Christine. We are growing with Grassy. We are going to make a change in this world, Mario. We are as a group, because we support ourselves and do this. You guys motivate me every single day. We are making a difference. And this is when I know how you even make the smallest difference in the world, and you can propel yourself, and you're going to stay laser focused. I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to tell you, I got a phone call from somebody else's father who could not make an event yesterday to speak on behalf of their kids. Somebody who I don't even hang out with on a daily basis. And they asked if I would give the honor to speak for their kids because they loved what I was doing in motivating people. And what a privilege it is to have some sort of voice to make a difference in this world. What a privilege and honor it is to even have the ability to speak on somebody else's children. And why do I say that to you? Because every single person that's on this call that's trying to be a 1%er in this world has that power. The only difference is what plan do you want for you? How do you want to embark the journey, Dario? What is it that you want to do, Mitch? What is it that you really want to accomplish, Skylar? What impact do you want to make in this world? And the reason why I shared that story, of anybody that knows me, my calling is to make the greatest impact in this world. That's what motivates me. That's number one on my life plan. Yes, it starts with myself. Yes, it starts with my family. Yes, it starts with everything that's surrounding me, my immediate family. But it's your true calling. It's my true calling to make a difference, and I get to live it every single day. If I asked you guys this one question in life, I could hand you $10 million tomorrow. $10 million tomorrow. Would you guys want it? You all would say yes. But what if I said this? If I handed you $10 million tomorrow, but you could not wake up, would you still take it? And the answer is probably no. So what does that mean? Your life is way more valuable than any money. But you know what's even better? The legacy you leave. That's worth any more money in gold. So when you don't know the life plan you want to go on, think outside yourself. How could you change this world, Chandel? How can you make the greatest impact? How can it touch you first? When you create the life plan, you want, it's going to give you the catalyst in realizing your own personal and professional aspirations. It's going to give you this comprehensive, introspective kind of approach that is going to examine down all the way down to your core beliefs. It's going to uncover your innate talents. It's going to prioritize and pave the way of how you're going to live this purposeful, meaningful life. It's going to ensure that you continue to grow. It's going to measure all your progress, fuel your motivation, embrace every type of resilient attitude you could ever have. And it's going to be tailored toward the plan that's going to empower you to be the best you. Unleash your full potential by just putting it down in a life plan. Submit your ideas to me at the info of the dentist CEO and show me what plan it is you want. Take the time to literally embark on this thrilling journey that's about to change your life. Embrace growth. Shift all your priorities to where you want. Stay focused on your ambitions by developing and going through the plan, going through the pain, but going through the unwavering steps to be the best you. And then jot down everything. Jot down what you want, because you can't write it. If you can't put it on tablets, it's hard to accomplish. If you can't put it on a vision board, it's hard to accomplish. You hold the masterpiece of your life. If you write it down in your life plan, that's your masterpiece. That's your script of your story. That's your narrative. The beautiful thing is you are the writer of your story. You get to cause and create anything you want in life. You get to do the 200 push-ups a day, Ken, as you say it, to lose those 10 pounds. And you know what? I recommit with you, Ken K, to do those 200 push-ups. I recommit. I work out every single day. The one thing I failed on, the Ken K, the 200 push-ups. I recommit online, on social media, on Facebook Live, on YouTube. I will do 200 push-ups a day. I'm going to challenge Guy on this call to do the same thing. So I better get a thumbs up from Guy because he loves working out. I know that for a fact. But at the end of the day, when you get off pat, when you fall, just recommit. Because you have that power. You have those decisions to make in your life. And guys, I really hope these calls were valuable to you. I hope today allowed you to just get the inspiration and the motivation to become the best you. Tell me, guys, were these good? Thumbs up if this is something we should hopefully keep doing. I hope so. Is this making a difference in your life? Guys, I can't even begin to thank you. I can't even begin to even say thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to share Tuesdays. I can't believe you allow me to be me, who I want to be, and try to make the greatest impact in this world. I can't do anything without everybody that's on this call or watching the recording. I can't do anything with my wife at home. I can't do anything without every single person who supports me in my world. So thank you so much for blessing me. Thank you so much for everything you do. But guys, come next week. The vision that you want is going to begin. Everything that you need to create, everything that you need to see, I'm going to show you how to truly create the vision you want. Now, the interesting thing, it'll be from Cabo in Mexico, but I'm still committed. I will be in Cabo on my senior's daughter's spring break, but it will be done. And assuming we got great Wi-Fi, we will see you in Cabo on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. If I have a fedora on, I'm sorry, but you might see me in a fedora. But anyway, love you guys. Let's talk soon. May God bless you all. We'll talk soon.